Hello friends and welcome to a new vlog. It is Wednesday morning and I've had an okay morning so far, but I'm in the predicament that sometimes an anxious girly like me gets into where I am afraid I'm being ghosted by the guy I saw on Sunday night. Now, I want to preface this. This could be a total jumping to conclusions overreaction moment, but I just have like a little spidey senses tingle, and I can't tell if it's my intuition or if it's anxiety. Who can never be sure. But I like texted him to see if he was around this weekend, and he's read it, but he hasn't responded. Read receipts are the meanest freaking cruel twist of fate joke ever. And I'm like, dude, I know you had a good time. Like, he was having a great time. So I'm like, why wouldn't he text me back? Yeah, I know he's at work. Anyway, I'm a little bit spiraling. So I'm gonna get out of the house because I have a little break before my next session. I think I'm just, gonna go to San Fernando and do notes. What else do I do on a weekday? And send some emails and just kind of try to distract myself with work. But I just need to get out of the house because I'm cooped up. I'm having irrational thoughts. And honestly, like, if he's done whatever, I'll survive. It's just like, sometimes what gets crazy in my mind for me is like how someone can seem so into it and give you like all of this validation and words of affirmation and then literally not respond. It's like, why put on this charade? Like, if I don't like someone, I'm not saying I do. Anyway. Annoying, frustrating, deeply frustrating. But I will keep you posted on that situation if we get any updates. At least my hair is like looking really good today. Like, what the heck? Look at this like subtle bounce of curl. I didn't do anything to get this. It's just doing it. Well, I like blow dried my hair, but yeah. Anyway, let's get out of the house before I go absolutely insane. Hello, welcome to my hostage lair. No, I'm in the car and I'm just heading out on a date with man with a bag of coins. Crazy, I know. We're just gonna hang at his and order food and watch a movie. I don't know what we're watching. I don't know what we're eating. It's all a lot of surprises, but I just finished a shorter day of sessions than I thought. I had a cancellation, so I ended up only having 2 sessions, but that was fine. And yeah, excited to see how the third time hanging out with him goes. Also, I did get a text back. Okay. It wasn't as like excited. It was kind of like it was wishy-washy about schedule, which I fucking hate. But yeah, he's not ghosting me at least, so we'll take it. But it's rough out here, folks. Well, I'm home from my date with man with a bag of coins. And I got the ick so freaking bad, you guys. It was like a lethal ick that I got. When I showed up, and the second I saw him, I was just kind of like, shit, I don't know that I'm attracted to him anymore. And then when I looked at him in the eye, he seemed to be high. He had the kind of glazed look of someone who's high. And I was like, no. Because like, that would be really weird if you like had just smoked weed and then I got there. I don't know. I feel like that's rude. And he had mentioned that he smokes weed. And I was like, oh, I don't. Anyway, then he was like, what movie do you want to watch? And I was like, I don't know. And I feel like he like wasn't giving me any ideas. So I just like, I was like, I've been rewatching the Christopher Guest movies. Like, we could watch one of those, like Best in Show, Waiting for Guffman, and Mighty Wind. And he was like, oh, I don't know those. And I was like, okay. But he wasn't giving me any suggestions, so I was just like, okay, like, we could do that. So we watched A Mighty Wind, which is the one about folk singers. And, like, I haven't seen it in years, so I forgot that it's, like, probably the least funny of the 3. Like, it is still funny, but it's, like, a very, very subtle, dry humor. And I don't think he was getting it at all. Like, I think this shit was, like, woo, above his head. And so I was just kind of like, I was laughing, but he wasn't really laughing that much. So that was awkward. And I don't know, like, he had 2 cats and they were just kind of like slithering on me. Like, I usually like cats, but these cats were like a little dark-sided. And one cat kept yowling, and he was like shush, hush. And he was just talking a little rudely to the cat. And I don't know, his energy was just so nervous. Oh, and then he kept cracking his knuckles, you guys. He kept like going like that and like thrusting his arm out as if to like crack his whole wrist and his knuckles. And I said at one point, I was like, you okay? And he was like, oh yeah, I'm fine. What? And I was like, oh, I just thought, like, is your hand hurt? Or like your wrist? And he was like, oh no, I just like to crack it sometimes. And I was like, okay. Yeah, it was just not, and I was so hungry. We ordered pizza. I was so hungry, and the pizza didn't come for so long, and I was like literally ravenous and getting so hangry while we were watching this movie. Ugh, you guys, it was bad. And then I had to like be like, I'm tired. I literally was like, I feel like the energy's a little off between us tonight. And he's like, you do? And I was like, yeah. And so then, yeah, I just had to leave. I had to get out of there. It was so dark-sided, you guys. And he wanted to, like, you know, do other stuff. And I was like, yeah, that's not happening. That's not happening. What's not happening tonight is that. So I'm home now. Oh my gosh. I feel like I need to take a hot shower because the ick is like so bad. And poor Petey probably smells his freaking cats all over me. Anyway, I'm going to go to bed and hopefully tomorrow will be better.
I know your answer.
Oh!
And it doesn't matter to me. I know you don't choose me. And I'm not choosing you either. Whoa! When we were there was no intimacy. There were no questions that you had for me.
Yes.
And I felt like as soon as we moved into the apartment, we were roommates.
And you hated me.
Something always kind of felt off. Your stories were so vivid. They were so detailed. You would say a lot of words, but somehow I just found myself more confused at the end of our conversations.
Yep.
Lying is a non-negotiable for me. And I'm sure it is for you as well.
He doesn't know.
No, he's a liar, so obviously it's not.
One of the reasons you told me that you fall in love with me, and I expect my husband to do the same thing. Unfortunately, I do feel like you have missed that mark.
Yep.
Okay. This is like an exit interview.
You've missed the mark. She's like not even offended.
I used to ignore red flags. I accepted dishonesty.
Well, this was like a way
I spent
big
far
flag.
too much time waiting for a man.
I mean, this isn't that big of a flex, girl, that you're leaving, but. Hey team, I wanted to show you a little Old Navy haul that I just got. I ordered some more with my gift card and I thought I'd show you. So I'm actually wearing the first piece here. It's just a plain black tank, but I think it's really cute. I'm happy with it, and as you can see, it kind of hits at like the perfect spot. It's a size large black tank, and I may get more of these tanks now in different colors now that I know that the large is a good fit. I'm also wearing these polka dotted cropped linen pants. I love them. They actually fit absolutely perfectly in the waist. They're also a size large. They're high-waisted, they're cropped. They look maybe a little like pajama pants, but I don't care. You know I love the Old Navy linen pants. I actually, before I got this package in, was wearing these size large black linen Old Navy pants. They're like the perfect spring pants in LA. Like, I cannot stress that enough, that if you live in a warmer climate, for spring, you need linen pants. And I do wear these in the summer, but they're just perfect for those like 70-something degree days when you're like, should I wear shorts? Should I wear jeans? No, I should wear linens. I should wear my linen pants. So I'm rocking my linen pants right now. And then the final piece that I ordered in this haul, hold please. the final piece is this t-shirt that has, hold on, let me lower this, that has a flower design here and then a flower design on the back. It's definitely longer, but you can kind of roll it up or like French tuck it. Does that look crazy? No, that looks fine. Or French tuck it, the millennial tuck, if you will. I'm wondering if I should have gotten it in a size medium. This is a size large, but I think it'll shrink a little in the wash and probably fit better once I do that. It's got one of these kind of seams here on the shoulder that's doing a little like popping out thing that I really don't like, but after one wash that'll kind of go away. But I do think it's cute. It looked black in the pictures, but it's kind of like a deep gray color in actuality, which I'm not hating and not minding. And I definitely think this needs a wash to kind of get a better sense of like the actual size of it, but it's cute. So I'm excited about this latest haul. I think I'll keep all 3 pieces. Last night, as you saw, I went to Caroline's and we had a little Love is Blind night, got some sushi and watched the wedding episode of Love is Blind. And I think everything worked out as it should have. Obviously, Vic and Christine, they were always gonna get married. No one was worried about that, but Jordan and Amber were kind of touch and go, kind of a question mark for me. And I'm a little worried that Jordan said yes, simply because he seems more interested in the bar scene in Columbus than he does moving to the suburbs to be the father or the stepfather of a child. So his yes was surprising. I really did think he would say no. I don't think they'll make it to the reunion, but time will tell. And then obviously Alex and Ashley, it was never gonna happen. I think she really thought she ate with that little speech, and I was glad she broke up with him, but I'm like, babe, you still are MAGA. You know, we know you voted for Trump, so this isn't the flex you think it is. Like, I'm glad you dodged a bullet, but also you should have dodged said bullet a while ago, and I can't believe we made it this far because Alex is a grifter con man, and he's obsessed with a soccer career that never was, and it's giving sad loneliness epidemic vibes. Anyway, and then Mike and Emma, it was never gonna happen. He's obsessed with spawning children, yet I don't think he would really do any of the work, so he's a write-off. I never took him seriously. And his Italian family is just, they can't be real people. And then Devontae hates Brittany. We know this. He actively hates women of color, so not surprised that they didn't even make it to the wedding. Once again, I'm like, babe, I'm worried for you. He doesn't like you, and that's a shame. I'm waiting back for a text from the guy from Sunday night. I think he's ultimately gonna ghost. He did respond to my text when I asked about the weekend plans, like on Wednesday, like 5 hours later, he texted back, but it was very non-committal, and I kind of followed up and I was like, are you clear about your weekend plans? Like, what are we doing? And I think he's either not gonna respond to that or keep giving me some bullshit. So I'm kind of like, third time and you're cut. Like, I think we're gonna cut him from the roster, which I'm bummed because we had a really good first date, but like, men can't plan. They can't plan. They can't get shit together sometimes. They're just like truly so incapable of like carrying on a good thing. So I'm gonna speak more to this another time. I'm gonna rant about this later, but I'll leave it there for now. But I have thoughts. Caroline and I were really cooking last night. We were kind of having a conversation about this, and I'll share more later. Don't you worry. But anyway, good hair day over here. So I can't truly complain. I've got one more session today, and right now I'm gonna make some lunch. Hello, and And good afternoon. I just hopped in the car to go to downtown Burbank to meet Caroline. And we're just gonna have a little coffee date and pop around Barnes & Noble, do a little book shopping because I need to add some new things to my library queue. And I wanna come up with some ideas. But wow, you guys, I do have a little bit of a dating update. So I finally hear back last night from Sunday night guy, and oh my god, he basically is like, I do find you attractive and I would want to see you again, but then he says something about the sex we had that was like so specific. I'm not even gonna say it. He points out like a random tiny thing about the sex that we had and was like, yeah, so I'll just say it. Ah! He basically was like, your vagina smelled bad. Which is so crazy. And I was on my period, so I'm like, yeah, it's not gonna smell like a rose down there. And I never asked you to go down there. That was your choice, bud. And he's like, and I do still find you attractive and maybe we could try it again, but I'm also busy the next couple weeks, so like I don't know if we'll be able to see each other. And I was like, sir. And I was like, well, nothing that you've said or done in our communication makes me feel safe to see you again. And he was like, safe? And I was like, yeah, safe. And he's like, oh. He's like, well, that's a switch up. Like, he's like so offended that I felt like unsafe by that. And I was like, okay, sir, hard pass. We're not doing this. And then he was like, okay, fine. Like all offended. And I'm like, if anyone should be offended, it's me. Okay. And yeah, I woke up today just feeling like gross, violated, yuck. I can laugh about it now because like, I'm like, you know what? I just don't even care. Like, that's something that's like so sinister to me that like I do feel relieved that I know now and I can never see him again, but it was just alarming. So let's go have some friend time because Lord knows I need it after an experience like that. I did just text the man with a bag of coins from Wednesday night and said, hey, I'm not feeling it. I don't think we have the connection that I'm looking for. So back to the drawing board. I've read 15 books on this table. Personality pick. Just some light reading. I'm sure you could teach that. Good morning, friends. It is Sunday morning, and guess where I am? Can you even tell? You can probably guess. I'm at the Glendale Commissary, my home away from home, and I'm about to meet Catherine for coffee. Very exciting. I haven't seen her in a few weeks, and yeah, I'm looking forward to it. I had such a fun time with Caroline yesterday, and then last night Shakespeare guy came over and we started Heated Rivalry. We've been meaning to start it for a while, but we've been working our way through Good Wife. But he loves hockey and I love the gays, so it's kind of perfect. So we started it. I like it so far, but it is a slow start. We watched the first 2 episodes and I feel like we're just hurtling through time, and it's like 6 months later, 6 months later, 6 months later. And it's like, I was asking him, I'm like, have you been tracking this timeline? I was like 4 years passed in the first like 2 episodes. It was crazy. So that's making it a little hard for me to like lock into the characters and lock into the plot, but I think it's gonna get good. Everyone says that like it gets better as it goes. So I think it is gonna get good, and I'm excited to watch more. I love the Russian guy so far. He's doing a great job. I was literally Googling, is this actor Russian? He's not Russian, but he's speaking Russian and he's doing this Russian accent, which kind of comes and goes, but still, it's a valiant attempt. Anyway, I think I'm here a little early, but that's okay. Having a good hair day, which is nice. And then after this, I'm gonna go home, take Petey out. I really need to give him a bath, but I don't know if we're gonna have time for that today. And then I'm going to get my nails done because these babies have looked better. And I think I'm gonna go for red, but we'll see. It's always kind of a surprise when I get in there. And then tonight I have a date with a man who I don't know much about. He's been very polite. His name's Henry, at least that's his name on Field. And we're gonna go get Thai food at my little Thai home kitchen, I think is what it's called. So let's go get our cold brew and get this poppin'. Alrighty, the nails are done. I'm so obsessed with these nails. A true Ferrari red. I think that's what the color is called. So cute. They're shorter, which I've been craving. And as always, it was amazing to see my girl Fariba. We had a laugh and a half. And yeah, I'm obsessed. Hello friends, and happy Monday. I am feeling so exhausted. I made myself a cheeky little iced coffee, and I just picked up some more food for Petey at Petco. I got the lamb and brown rice recipe today because he's been on his salmon game for a long time, and then he was on his chicken game, but I like to mix it up for him because I'm like, if you're gonna be eating brown rocks, at least we switch up the flavor. And then just for an extra treat, I got him some little greenies because he goes feral for those guys. But anyway, yeah, I'm kind of tired today. Yesterday was a lot of social time, you guys. I haven't told you about my date yet. So my date was really fun last night. I met with this man, Henry. He was super nice and like just really sweet, had a warm energy. We got Thai food. Yeah, we just talked about his career, which is really cool. He was like a producer for like all these big pop tours. And we actually knew some of the same people because of Ethan, my ex, and being in the music world. So it was kind of cool, and he's traveled a lot, and you know, I've traveled a fair amount, so we had good chat there. And yeah, and I was like, do you want to go on a second date? And he was like, absolutely. And so I think we're gonna do that. So I'm feeling optimistic about that. We didn't even kiss or anything, but he did smell really good. So I think when we eventually do kiss, it will be good. Like I'm definitely attracted to him, so that's great. So it was a good way to end a really bad week of dating. I ended it on a high, but I'm exhausted because yesterday was like such a social day. So many events that, yeah, today I've been a little sweepy, as well as it's a 6-session day today. So I try to never schedule more than 5 sessions a day, but this day got out of hand because I'm taking Friday off because me and the girls are going to San Diego. So it's only a 4-day work week. So I've had to condense all my sessions into 4 days. So thus today got a little bit chaotic. So 6 sessions today. I've done 4 so far. I've got 2 more, and then we are going to be crashing and watching some Bridgerton and eating my leftover Thai food from last night. It's a nice little green curry moment. But yeah, I feel like the highs and lows of this week have been stark. Some terrible dating experiences and one good dating experience, and yeah, just, you know, riding the wave. But my brother gets into town tomorrow night, so I'll be hanging with him and then going to San Diego over the weekend, which I'm really, really looking forward to. But I think I'm going to end the vlog here. As always, thank you for coming along with me on this journey. It's been a real one. Like, comment, subscribe. You know the drill. And I will see you in the next one. Bye-bye.